Welcome to 11-3 Explained, Handling Deposits. This is where you're going to be using your different types of deposits. That's a blank endorsement, a special endorsement, and a restrictive endorsement. Let's read the question and get right to it. I've also posted a copy of, I think it's page 284 in your textbooks, where it actually gives you examples of what checks look like when they're endorsed and what the different ones mean. So a blank endorsement includes only a signature or a stamp of the depositor. It transfers ownership of the check, but it does not indicate who the new owner is. It is not a safe endorsement because the check can be cashed by anyone who presents it for payment. A special endorsement transfers the ownership of the check to a specific individual or business. That would be this one right here, right? And a restrictive endorsement, which is typically what you have when you're in business. It's a stamp. You're not signing anything. A restrictive endorsement transfers the ownership of a specific owner to a specific owner, and then limits and restricts how the check can be handled after the ownership is transferred. It protects the check from being cashed, so you can't run to the bank and cash it. With a special endorsement, you can. Certainly, with a blank endorsement, you can. And it protects that cash and uses restrictive endorsements. It reads, this is where it's key. This is where I'm not sure why I have to keep explaining this one, but a restrictive endorsement is specifically going to say for deposit only. You see the restriction? Only for deposit. The name of the company. Right, there's the name of the company and their account number. So a restrictive endorsement, which I believe is what they're going to be asking us to do here. So let's look at the question now. All right. Handling deposits. On October 4th, the owner of Wilderness Rentals deposited the following business check, into the business checking account at First National Bank. The beginning balance was $3,360.54 before all these transactions were recorded. Very good. So a restrictive endorsement. Place a restrictive endorsement on each check. Use Wilderness Rentals as the business. Okay, so this is the company that you're making the deposit for. So how would you do that? Well, it's going to have to say, just like it does over in the textbook. Okay, that's why I pointed that out for you. For deposit only. Name of the company, Wilderness Rentals, and their account number. Does it give us an account number? No, it doesn't. But that's the three elements that you need. For deposit only, the name of the business, which is your business, you're depositing it into your account, and then the account number. I'd appreciate it very much if you would indicate that you are putting an account number there. Even though we're not provided it, I'd like it very much to be there. So the second part of the question is going to be asking us, obviously, to fill out a deposit slip. That's going to involve the three checks, one for Bob Warner, Walkman, and Esposito Garcia, or Ernesto Garcia. So these are the three checks that we don't know from looking at this side of them whose is whose, but in any case we do know the dollar amounts. So give me a second. I want to call up, if you will. This is right where we're at now, and we're going to take the deposits and record them on the deposit slip. Well, let's ask ourselves this. Owner's deposit. The first thing that we do when we are doing a deposit slip is the date. Okay, let's put the date down, October 4th. It indicates that right up front. And probably, let's try green. For October 21. I'm real hopeful we're going to get there. Second thing we need to do is indicate how much cash was there. Well, the currency is right here. Remember I had mentioned currency and coins. Well, it doesn't break it down here on the deposit slip, so we're going to add the coinage and the paper money, and we should come up with a number of, is it $77.42? So we're going to come up with $381.42. That's how much cash. That's paper and coins. Indicate the cash on the deposit slip. $381.42. Now we need to list the 3 checks. ABA numbers are first. I think that seemed a little fat, that writing. ABA number for the Bob Warner one is ABA 63-706. The dollar amount for that check was $64.98. The next one, the ABA number is 63,699. The dollar amount for that was $349.81. Make sure I'm getting that one right. There it is. And the last one from Garcia is going to be ABA number 63,710. And the dollar amount for that was $29.44. I'm liking that. Alright, so now we're going to take the total of the checks that we deposited, add it to the cash, and we're going to come up with a total for the total deposit, which will be $825.65. What are we going to do with this number? Well, we're going to write it down here. 806. Boy, oh boy, I am getting myself mixed up. $825.65. That's the amount that was deposited when? On the 4th of October, 2021. Excuse me. Next thing it's going to ask is us to, I think it's probably going to ask us to do a check or so, huh? Well, wonderful. What do we need to do here? We need to write a check. Oh, we're not writing a check. We're just going to be making a notation on it. I like that idea. So, but it does give us a check down here. Check number 651. Are we told to write it to know somebody? No. So this is going to remain blank here. This area right here, blank. Because we're not writing the check yet. But we do need to indicate that we had a deposit. So the deposit again, add deposit. It was on the 4th of October. And the amount was $825.65. Well, this was the balance brought forward. Right, that was the previous balance at the bottom of the last check brought to the top of the next check, which is here. And now we have $3306.54 plus the additional money that we just deposited. That's going to give us a new total of $4132.19. $4132.19. Now we haven't written a check yet, so this we stop right there. There's nothing more to do because we haven't written a check yet. Once we write a check, we're going to have a new balance carried forward, and we're going to deal with that. So the last question says, calculate the checkbook balance after the deposit is recorded on the check stub. Well, here you go. It's asking for that number right there. So we would say 4132.19, perhaps with a little thinner lead or something. And that concludes 11-3, handling deposits. Explained. That is 9 minutes and 41 seconds, roughly the same amount of time as the last video.